that stay ratting. You might be the next nigga to catch flames in your nose just like a dragon. This ego make a rat shit straight through his scully. For snitching in the hood like Rico and Belly. While niggas try to chill out and get green like guava fruit. Snitches bringing heat to niggas money, I call it lava loot. For protection, a couple hammers in the light. It's like some niggas walk around with a couple cameras in their hat. You live in a clown's life, like Doink the Clown. For staying around them animals that make oinking sounds. Run up on niggas and tell them get on the ground. This big gum ain't skin bubble up like spit on the ground. I don't wanna pull this shit off my waist, but I'm a skinny nigga, and I still hook this shit out your face. Damn, how you got the audacity to snitch on a block with everybody trying to get rich?
You a snitch, nigga, you tell it all to the feds, better watch. Cause there's a price on your head, I'm convinced, nigga. You put your mom and your pops in the box for freedom. Give a disgrace to the block. You a snitch, nigga, you tell it all to the feds, better watch. Cause there's a price on your head, I'm convinced, nigga. You put your mom and your pops in the box for freedom. Give a disgrace to the block. No one respects a snitch and we all know why. The conversate and cooperate with the FBI. Take the stand, raise their right hand and testify. To whom it applies, I hope you are the next to die. You one of the many reasons why the slam is formed. The neighborhood down in Roscoe, Sammy the Bull. Before it happened, the cops know. J. Reed in too deep, the man behind the drug game fiasco. Certified rat, we all know that. Catch him with the law, making bum deals so we don't go back. Undercovers, taking pictures like Kodak. Hiding in them trees like monkeys. You a snitch, nigga, you tell it all to the feds, better watch. Cause there's a price on your head, I'm convinced, nigga. You put your mom and your pops in the box for freedom. Give a disgrace to the block. You a snitch, nigga.
Yo, what song is this?
All to the feds, better watch. Cause there's a price on your head, I'm convinced, nigga. You put your mom and your pops in the box for freedom. Give a disgrace to the block. You the type to get rich and turn your back on the Ave. Can't come back, you only get slapped on the Ave. I'm the type to get rich and get back to the Ave. Cause if the hood don't love you, it's a rap for your ass. Get clapped, you could lose your whole hat on the Ave. Your body bag zipped up, toe tagged on the Ave. We try not to get bagged like crack on the Ave. In 88, so we run like it's track on the Ave. If it happens, just remember, never rat on the Ave. You know exactly what'll happen, they get back to the Ave. All black creeping on you like a cat on the Ave. The windows roll down slow and that ratchet a blast. Your face mask cracked open from a Mac on the Ave. It's a shame how that shower cut that bastard in half. Forget a closed casket, now they have to cut the casket in half. Before a snitch, that ain't half that bad. You a snitch, nigga, you tell it all to the feds, better watch. Cause there's a price on your head, I'm convinced, nigga. You put your mom and your pops in the box for freedom. Give a disgrace to the block. You a snitch, nigga. You tell it all to the feds, better watch. Cause there's a price on your head, I'm convinced, nigga. You put your mom and your pops in the box for freedom. Give a disgrace to the block. We built the last, we don't crumble. We ain't no cook, we playing the ball, so don't fumble. Stay away from the ops, remain humble. Say the shit with your chest and don't mumble. I don't hear you. We built the last, we don't crumble. We ain't no cookies. We playing the ball, so don't fumble. Stay away from the ops, remain humble. Say the shit with your chest and don't mumble.
We the best and there's no debating. Please don't start the hating. The gun spark like ozone. Jason Bateman, you already know I got the clapper on me. Hit your tummy, bend you over just like macaroni. For acting funny, blow up half your tummy, then it's back to money. Yeah, big bags of money, and they rapidly coming. Look what I'm becoming. They say I'll be nothing. I knew they was bluffing. Raw than something. Shit could get disgusting. Pull up on your scene, start dumping. Don't get cooked like dumplings.
See, I was taught to aim for the head, cut it clean off. It still might be life in the legs. Life lessons on securing the chicken, that flow gifted. God-given, John Legend singing, let's get lifted. Like Randy pitching, throwing 100 under a minute. Never flinching, altitude rising, the jet setting. Raw papers make them organic, Devonto granted. OG Kush, choice of the bush, no Reggie Burnett.
We built the last, we don't crumble. We ain't no cook, we playing the ball, so don't fumble. Stay away from the ops, remain humble. Say the shit with your chest and don't mumble. We built the last, we don't crumble. We playing the ball, so don't fumble. Stay away from the ops, remain humble. Say the shit with your chest and don't mumble.
Yeah. Guru nigga. We can keep the peace. I could get fries every day, get a week. And niggas show respect when I speak. And I preach gospel when I'm rapping. These trap scriptures when I practice. Never spare the nigga lacking. Let him pick his hurts for what it's worth. It's perfect timing. They been kind, so rep the signs. I'm about to throw it with the mob. Ain't shit sweet, nigga. Corn on the cob. Don't wanna hear how you feel unless you feeling the guy about to be a million of vibe. Nigga.
Macaron, I do shit on my own. 2 wheels upon the road just to stack for a new home. Cause home is where the hate is. Bros become your haters. Want you back in the basement. Come on, homie, let's face it. Most of y'all cats is faceless. Get the eighth and I face it. You just getting the facelift. Come on, homie, this basic. Reppin' both of my races. Need for speed for my patience. Mav is ill at this shit. That's why they callin' them patient.
We built the last, we don't crumble. We ain't no cook, we playing the ball, so don't fumble. Stay away from the ops, remain humble. Say the shit with your chest and don't mumble. We built the last, we don't crumble. We playing the ball, so don't fumble. Stay away from the ops, remain humble. Say the shit with your chest and don't mumble. Business as usual, I need all of mine. MBG is how I signature the dotted lines. Campaign flow, bevy in the fleet. Hood with me, and we heavy as a Chevy in the street. Learning level all competitors, levy all the medalists. Tally up the total, etc. Let it register. It's the high exalted. Enterprise on the rise, high as a starship. Stock market, Forbes list.
Fresh like I just left court. Eating, let me get that fort. Pull up and I pop that court. Playing games with your chick like sport. You don't wanna be coming up short. You really ain't making no noise. Now you really ain't making no noise. Ayy. Fresh like I just left court. Eating, let me get that fort. Pull up and I pop that court. Playing games with your chick like sport. You don't wanna be coming up short. You really ain't making no noise. Now you really ain't making no noise.
High life with the OG and I'm all lit. Fresh like I just left court, had to abort all of the bullshit. Baby girl super thick, she built just like a fort, and that's no bullshit. The type you want a wife, not just for the whole night, but to the pulpit, like oh shit. Bitch, I be the wave like I'm title. I be getting paid like Upper J when he on title. Boy, I spit that flame. If you listen, you feel like you up on the Eiffel, cause you high from that West Coast. I call it Feifel. I am Tampa's king. I only got like 3 rivals. If we ballin' hard, I am 5-star like we on Rivals. Get it? God status, fuck your idols. I create hellish flames when I create. These mere mortals can't relate.
Steve's up, I'm too fresh. Drip natural, ain't need to flex. I come through, got 2 modes. Skater dude, all high rollin', no in between. When I'm on the scene, picture best, I keep at my best. And I keep my R right down the pocket. Ride the beat, and I'm next day moshing. Abstract and get real word. Ref for shit you ain't never heard. Spit a bar, cause I like the sound. Steal your girl for the rebound. I steady rock, this go on flow. Messy bops, that's CHO. I never flop, all I touch is gold. Against Pony Boy, just so the show.
Fresh like I just left court. Eating, let me get that fort. Pull up and I pop that court. Playing games with your chick like sport. You don't wanna be coming up short. You really ain't making no noise. Now you really ain't making no noise. No suit, left court in a white tee. Told the judge that he can't do it like me. Hung jury, or a thing that like me. No jury and I start feeling icy. Tron shots and I start feeling spicy. Trying to turn your girl to my wifey. One night trying to do it like Nike. Fuck the low, everything on Ike. Pull up and I pop that court. Fresh like I just left court. Got some in styles, can't sort. Got work, can't wait transport. Bad like Jansport. On road and I'm trying to get mo. If I get pulled over, no info. Shit, I probably won't stop him in a rental.
Ballin' on the court like Sonya. Soto Mayor, I'm the judge. Supreme with with the sword, I'm a soldier. Blue dream, I'ma roll that cone up. Ink splash on the page, no smudge. Luigi, shit is for the jump. No squeegee, water on the track now. Get wet like threes on a pump fake. This church hit a bump on a Sunday. Little drizzle of the fudge, automatic. I'm the gun you have inside the cabin. Bears attack and never run. Pack magnums, case I gotta fuck. No lawyering up, buck. Smoking like a torch on the porch. We the source of the fire, I'm a scorch. Chord.
Yeah. Look, dipping through the city round midnight. Yeah, look, sports cars parked outside, just the fast life. I like fast money, see the fast type.
Check. Yeah. Let's turn this down, man. We starting soon. We starting now, man. We starting now. What is the deal? We are back and better than ever. Once again, welcome back into the Knicks in 6 podcast. I am your humble, gracious, and, super chill host, Sire Van Deezy. You already know Van Dam, Han Van Dam. Guru if you my mans. Do not call me Guru if we not mans. You feel me? And I'm back once again, man. Season 3. Got my guy, Mr. Sean Harris in the building. Yo. I can't hear you, bro. There we go. Now I can hear you. You was robbing the people. We live and direct. Don't worry. That's all you had to say. I'm here for it, man. As y'all know, we are brought to you by, once again, the Smooth Family Network. Cha. You can follow me everywhere at Frostman Guru. You can follow the network everywhere at Smooth Family ENT. And you can follow Sean. He'll find you. Yeah, he'll find you. Follow us everywhere. Knicks in 6 pod. That's Knicks in number 6 IX. It's going to be a good season. I feel like it's going to be a great season. And that's real. That is real. That is real. It's been oh man, I feel like we can't hold it back in no longer. It's been a long summer. We took our time off. We let y'all get y'all content from other places. We let y'all figure out what y'all need to do and do what y'all need to do. But we back. And we ready to talk Knicks. So one second, I got you. I'm gonna tell you where we gonna start right now. All right. Let's not bury the lead. Let's start off slow. All right. Let's start off. All right. So big. Yes. So Big trades, big trades. We're gonna start off with the trades because I feel like the trades is really where we really reshaped our team. Let's start off with my man, Big Mikael, Big Mikael Bridges, aka the Ooter. Seemingly the missing link. We did. And we played 0 games. We played we played 0 games. That's saying a lot. We gonna start it off. Here we go. I got you. I got you. I'm ready this season, y'all. I'm ready this season. I got my notes and everything. Let's go. All right, next trade. and 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 we're here to give it to them. And we're here to give it to them. All right, so let's start it off. So Big Leon, aka Leon Balboa, aka Leon Soprano, aka the Dawn Father, the boss, no Rick Rouse. Next trade for Mikal Bridges, Big Leon completes Infinity. Seemingly, I gotta keep putting that in there because a lot of stuff happened this summer. Seemingly completes the Infinity Gauntlet, the Villanova Infinity Gauntlet. All right. So if y'all don't remember, this happened way back, right? I think either before the start of free agency or like smack dab. Like, no, it started the Friday before free agency, actually. That's exactly when it dropped. Exactly when the news dropped. All right. So the Knicks send the Nets unprotected first round picks in 2025, in 2027, in 2029, and in 2031. Let's be clear. I am not the draft pick czar of the show. I leave that up to my cousin-in-law, Mr. Sean Harris. So I don't. If it's bad draft pick wise, we're gonna refer to you. All right. So that sounds like 4 draft picks, really 5 draft picks, because we gave them a protected 2025 first round pick from the Bucks and an unprotected 2028 first round shot and 2025 second round pick. We also gave them Bojan Bogdanovic. That's exactly who we gave them as matching salary. We also gave them Shake Milton. Sign and trade, 3 years, $9 million to complete the trade. Yo, it was a time. Was this not a time? It's tough. It's tough. Yeah, we did. Yep. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. All right, so my initial reaction to the McCall trade is I loved it. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you. And I'll break this down into two different parts. Obviously, like you're not gonna bury the lead. Dante's no longer here, so um, I would say initially I loved it. I hear everything you're saying about how it's overpay, but yeah, I've, I'm not gonna sit here and bullshit you. I knew we would have to overpay because there's this thing we call it the Knicks tax. It's the Knicks tax. Knicks tax is everywhere. It's unfortunate you pay more money to do things and enjoy things from New York. It's always been the case, and it's never not gonna be the case. You can tell that from the outrageous things that Danny Ainge was trying to put out in the atmosphere, trying to get like there's things we not even talking about this summer, but we that happened this summer. But like Danny Ainge wanting 2 first-round picks for Walker Kessler, eh, and Walker Kessler is playing the 3rd year G League minute. I mean 3rd year Summer League minutes. I'm not giving you 2 first-round picks for that. No, but that's what we call a Knicks tax. That's what the Knicks tax is. It's unfortunate. I think that not only did we pay the Knicks tax, we also played the inner city tax of trading within the inner city. That's just the reality of the situation. So I'm gonna sit here and put it like this, right? I think Mikal Bridges at this point in his career is worth 3 first-round picks. I think that fourth first-round pick was the Knicks tax. I think the 5th first-round pick was the inner city tax, and that's how I choose to look at it. I'm just gonna be dead ass with you. I just don't need dead ass with you. The Lakers and the Clippers don't trade, as for good reason. Why am I trading with you? Like we're competing. Not only are we competing for championships, we competing for the eyes of the people that are in the city. Like no. So personally, I didn't really give like the 5 first-round picks. Like obviously, it sounds egregious because he's not an all-star. It sounds egregious because he's not. He doesn't have the accolades that'll back up giving up 5 first-round picks. But I do think he's worth 3 first-round picks for sure. He's a Defensive Player of the Year finalist. I think he's a finalist. I think he ended up second one year. And let's be clear, he was playing in New Jersey. Like that's what I feel like. That's the lead that's just being buried in the Miguel Bridges thing. He's playing in New Jersey. Playing in New Jersey sucks. Like, come on, who wants to play for the? It's like you got Ben Simmons as your point guard. Like, it's a lot of things that's wrong with playing for the Brooklyn Nets. Like, it's just the reality of the situation. It's a shit show over there. What are we doing here? Like, that's just I'm never ever gonna be upset about this Mikal Bridges trade, because I think on paper it makes sense. On paper it makes perfect sense, actually. When you're looking at the fact that we got Jalen Brunson, oh captain, my captain. You feel me? Like, he is like we spoke about this all last year. Jalen Brunson is not here to play defense. I don't even want him playing defense. If I mean, the effort. I'm tired of seeing him take charges. If I'm being completely honest with you, yeah, you know. So the reality of the situation is, as healthy as I can keep Jalen Brunson for 82 games in the playoffs is where I'm at with it. And that means that Jalen Brunson, you are not guarding the best perimeter player. Jalen Brunson, you are never guarding the best perimeter player. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like, that's not even on the table. Like, to be clear, like this trade, and we'll talk about the next trade soon, but this trade made the roster what I consider Tibbs proof. It was Tibbs proof. It was the perfect Tibbs proof. You cannot do anything other than that than to make the roster Tibbs proof. He had players that he adored. He had players that he would play high minutes if he wanted to. He could have overutilized Dante for all I care when Dante was here. Like, he could have had Mikal. He was going to play Mikal about 35, 40 minutes. He's going to play Derek. No, he's definitely, he loved OG Anunoby. He's definitely going to play him 35, 40. He's definitely going to play him 30. At all. Mark him down for 60. I'm good. As long as 20 of them are in the playoffs, I'm good. I'm good. I've seen enough. We'll talk about my guy later too. I've seen enough from that nigga. So he's good, you know. And you got you, and then you had at that point in time, you had Julius Randle, and Julius Randle was you had made the roster also Julius proof, because he's another nigga you didn't want playing defense for an extended period of time, or at least you want to give effort. Let's be clear. We wanted to give effort, you know? Effort is fine. But the expectation, efforts and expectations are two totally different things. Which is fine. Yeah. Yeah. It's nasty work. It could look nasty on film, but that's neither here nor there. Mikal just adds another element to that. As I see right now, him and Obi are interchangeable. To be clear, like before, I said, yo, we had too much of the same thing. I think this is the greatest too much of the same thing. Like I did not want, like, at a point in time we had RJ and Julius. I told y'all when that happened, they the same nigga. You cannot have the same nigga on the same team. You cannot, not that type of nigga. Not low efficiency, high volume scorers. You can have 2 of them on the same team. We have one mid efficiency, high volume scorer in Jalen Brunson, and we have like 8 other niggas that are high efficiency, low volume scorers. It is brilliant. I'm not even lying. I can't even bullshit you. I can't even. It's Tibbs proof. Think of it, so Tibbs proof. It's crazy how Tibbs proof is it. It's like scary enough. It's very Derrick Rose MVP year Tibbs proof level, like where you have the mid efficiency, high volume scorer, and you have a whole bunch of defensive players that can hit jump shot around them. And I'm not gonna lie to you. LeBron James was in the East that year. LeBron James was not in the East this year. I think it should work. It should work. It should work. So that's yep. 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 Yeah, there's definitely holes. And we'll get into that. There's definitely holes. And let's be clear. At this point in time in the off season, my current holes at this point in time were the fact that we needed a backup big. We did not have a backup big at the point in time. We did not have a backup big, and we was depending on Mitchell Robinson, which we'll get into later, to man the middle. And I thought it was kind of nuts that it was an assumption that Julius Randle will play the five more often than not play the five, and I was like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna let y'all know that that only worked during the Warriors era, and it only worked for the Warriors because they had Draymond and yeah, it in hindsight, in hindsight, in hindsight, it sounds insane. In hindsight, it sounds insane. No, I took it as Mitch is not going to be here for much longer, but I also kind of took it as if the right person is out there, they're probably going to deal Julius. They're probably going to deal Julius, and it would have to be for the right person. That's not to say, yeah. Hmm. I love it. Oh man. All right, yeah. So like Mikhail, I think he's gonna be a great. I think he's gonna be seamless. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think I hear what you're saying about especially the fact that we lost Dante's shooting. I think Dante's just so high efficiency scorer. Um, I mean not a high efficiency scorer. He's actually low efficiency, high volume scorer as well. But listen, he's him. he's he's him. Listen, I was there. I was there. I was there. I was there. I was. I would say this. I don't think anybody has ever. And as we can transition off this because we got a whole bunch of stuff to talk about. We can transition off this. So I'm gonna y'all with my first transition. Get my woo. You see us, man. Yes, indeed. All right, so you already know. So the Knicks said so. This is the big trade right before training camp. Right before training camp, right? We got the Knicks trade for Carl Anthony Towns. Now let's be clear. Let's be clear, y'all. Let's be clear. We on the Knicks and Six podcast, I will say for at least the entire run of our existence, have made it super clear how good we are on Carl Anthony Towns. Like every time, I'm I don't fake the funk. I'm not a funk faker. I I'm not a funk faker. I'm not a funk faker. You can find indisputable evidence in the VODs that I, man, damn, has said Carl D. Towns. I'm super good on him. I'm super good on Cat. Oh, It is not built for New York. Lo and behold, I did. So let's be clear. I want the streets to know. So so I want the streets to know. I am in Atlanta. This is 10 days about almost 10 days ago. I'm in Atlanta at a gig, working a job, and hell of a gig for sure. Thank you. But I'm working a gig and I get a text from my guy. He's like, no, he puts it in the in a Knicks chat. He don't say nothing, just the link. Shams. this Shams this hold up, just this Shams tweet, this Shams tweet right here. This Shams tweet specifically. He sends me this and he goes, yo. I said, get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Right? Call Anthony Towns. Call Anthony Towns. Catman. The Big Purr. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. Yup, the Big Purr. All right. So initially, I get this information. I'm like, "Yo, wake up!" I said, "Wake up!" I was about to call. I was about to call you. It was. I said. Somebody please wake up Sean. Someone please wake up Sean. I don't think he knows yet. Um. So that's the big story of this trade, right? So Knicks trade Julius Randle, Dante DiVincenzo, and the Detroit first round protected for Carl Anthony Towns. Obviously, an ode to Big Julius. And I'm not gonna let you get your shit off. I'm gonna let you gotta give your ode off, to your guy. But I'm gonna get my ode off first. So shout out to Julius Randle. We had a contentious relationship. We had a contentious. It was as contentious as it gets in these streets with me and Julius. I will say this: you did what you had to do. You did what you had to do in New York. You put on for the city. We had our times. My whole beef, and I will consistently say this, is that the effort at times it was a little shaky. But the talent, I never doubted. I said on multiple occasions, regular season Julius is fine. Like I have seen him. I need to see it in the playoffs. I will say I hate the fact that you didn't get a chance to redeem yourself in New York because of injury because of Jaime Jaquez Jr. Fuck Jaime Jaquez Jr. All my homies hate Jaime Jaquez Jr. Fuck the Heat. All my homies hate the Heat. So that's neither here nor there. Man, it's tough. It's tough because you really came when you really came when no one came, man. You really came when no one came. I'm giving him his props. He really came when no one came, and he put on and he was first team or third team All NBA, for 15th best forward. This six power, this six forwards. There's six forwards on the All NBA team. He was a top six forward twice out of 4 years. You gotta give him his credit, right? He gave me tight. Playoffs, you absolutely sold me. That's what you did. You absolutely sold me in the playoffs. But I will say this: the January Knicks will forever live in my heart. Long live the January Knicks. Dante DiVincenzo, my brother, the big ragu, aka Italian pasta, my brother. I'm gonna miss you so much. I'm gonna miss you more than I miss Julius. I can't even bullshit you. what you did for us last year. No, listen. I get it. It's I'm not I can't speak for the rest of America. I can't speak to the rest of Knicks Nation. I can only speak for me. I and I only miss him when I miss Julius because I've known Julius longer. That's all I can tell you. He has a Dante has never had the opportunity to fuck up for me. Like I only know good time. What you expect from me? What you expect from me? I only know good Dante. What do I know? He's the Knicks leader in 3-point makes. That's all I know him as. He's him. I know him. That's all I know him as. He literally got Quentin Grimes sent out of here, and I completely forgot about Quentin Grimes. I saw Quentin Grimes airball. I saw Quentin Grimes airball a three in Dallas, and I was like, "Oh shit, Quentin Grimes is in Dallas." And y'all know I was Grimes. That's the shit. That's exactly what I said, and that's real shit. So shout out Dante. Dante, I'm gonna miss you so much, bro. I swear. I'm gonna miss you. I swear I'm gonna miss you. I hate the fact that they didn't allow for Voltron to join. It's a Villanova Voltron to join. It's disgusting. I hate it, but if we win a chip, all will be forgiven. I know y'all angry over there in Minnesota. I ain't see Dante smile down once, and for rightfully so. Get him out of Minnesota. I'm starting get Dante back to the Knicks in 2026. I'm starting the campaign now. We'll take this year, we'll win the chip, and then we'll re-sign him in 2026. I'm ready for him to come back. I'm gonna let you go. I'm gonna let you go. Yes. You're not wrong. You could make the argument. I think that's a solid argument. I think that's a solid argument. Mm.
He was putting up MVP numbers and never got the MVP love. Never got the MVP love. A little bit on him, but I think New York is supposed to be tougher than that, so you're supposed to eat that. He told you to shut up. Shut up one time. You deserved it. You booed him at half, and he came back and won the game. Shut up. He's right. Yo, the way this, and then ever since then, it's been 2 solid years to get him off the team. And now you got him off the team. You got him off the team for the one guy we said we did not want him on the team. Because he was the complete opposite of what Julius was. He's not tough enough for him. We still question his heart. Before this trade was made, any Knicks fan who went through all last year would tell you, we're contenders, we're going to the finals, we're lit. We felt that way with Julius. Haters were saying, with just Julius back, we could have went all the way last year. Like, we don't get to see that. It's a shame we're not going to get that moment. But love and respect because you did a dirty work, and as a brother that appreciates the grind, pause, like you 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 saved us. Like you relevant again. You saved us. This pod would be nothing without a Julius Randle on the team. That's a fact. It's built off the back of the person they done booed for so long while still putting up MVP numbers. And it's not like we traded him and he paid with MVP numbers. No, he came here and got MIP. He got better in New York. Come on, you can't get more built for New York than that. Yo, I wish you the best. And now he's gone, and they coach is Dante. Dante. Dante DiVincenzo. 39 points in the last game, game 7. Almost brought us back to win without Randall, Mitch, OG, Josh Hart, Jalen Brunson, more. Broke the 3-point record. Nova Nick. Shout out to you. I don't I miss Julius more because Julius was here longer. I look at this trade. What helps me deal with this trade is the fact that we had Dante for 1 year. He was a mid-level exception we had. Like, what a good pick. $12 million we had to play with, and we flipped it. We took the mid-level, combined it with Julius, and we got a $60 million player, basically. I'm not thrilled about the $6 million player we got. But from what these two guys did, completely outplayed their contract. Both of them completely outplayed it. Unbelievably underpaid. Every game they play, they're missing a $250,000 out of what they should be getting. Every game they play this season. Like, once a Nick, always a Nick. I had this theory that if we won the chip last year, everybody that was foundational to getting us to this point should get a ring. I'm in. We need to celebrate the IQ and Obi and RJ as far back as Obi. Maybe even Reggie Bullock, just for saying Big 15. Taj Gibson gets one. You send one to Rose. Like, I was feeling that way. But now with Dante and Julius gone, it really feels like it's just a completely different regime. And we just have to salute and go forward and say the same thing we always say. Once a Nick, always a Nick. And that's it. It's tough.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love Julius Randle. I can't get jiggy with this shit in 2K. I can't get jiggy with this right now. Cat is not doing it for me.
I get it. I get
He's
it.
not doing it for me, man.
I get it. All right, so let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. All right. So obviously we gave our ode to our fallen soldiers. So we got Carl Anthony Towns. All right. So like I said, so I've had to talk myself into this because off the rip, I've said that this makes basketball sense. I've kind of kept stressing that. This makes basketball sense, right? You're looking at a player, Carl Anthony Towns, who is one of the best big shooting big man ever. He's not the best like he claims, but he is one of the very best. Um, the brother could
He has become the best.
the brother could shoot.
Become the best.
this my thing is the brother could shoot, right? Like, and all right. So my confliction comes with this, right? I look at it like this. I've been pining for years for Knicks to get a stretch five. Like for years, I've been like, yo, bro, I think that's first of all, it's 2024. If your big man can't shoot, what the hell are you doing for real? Like you're not the Golden State Warriors. You cannot just have Draymond out there not shooting. Like even Draymond got to get his shit up back up to 35, 36. You feel me? Like to be somewhat feasible on the court. So if we look at it like this, right? Off the rip, it makes perfect basketball sense, right? There's there's uh, there's 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 things obviously I think on the like contract side and stuff like that. Like obviously I think personally that Julius Randle extension talks were just not going the way that they needed to go, and I think that pushed this more forward. Um, I think that in a perfect world, Carl Anthony Towns should be able to do more for this team than Julius Randle, especially with Jalen Brunson as the focal point of the offense. Like you need like Julius Randle for what it is. Like he played well off Jalen, but he's still a ball stopper. He's still someone that you gotta give a touchdown to the in the post so that he could get his rhythm in. With Cat, I feel like especially with the fact that he's a prolific shooter, like he just needs to see one go in, and then like, and then it could kind of get real dangerous for the other team. Defensively, I think we take a step back. Obviously, I think Julius Randle is a way better defender than Carl Anthony Towns, even though Carl Anthony Towns has the physical body of someone who should be killing everybody, like a Joel Embiid, but he just doesn't, which is silly to me. Um, and I think that when you put these things into perspective, right? It makes basketball sense. You got to stretch five. He can score. He can put the ball on the ground. He can do all these things. He should be capable of playing above average defense with his build. He's 6'11", 270, and he's nimble. Like you're not fat. You're not large. You large, quick human. You are a large, quick human. Yes. He's like fat. He's not fat, and he's quick, and he's built like he's a solid character. Like yes, no, he got respectfully, respectfully, he got mad girth. Like pause, but he got mad girth. He's a girthy nigga. He is a girthy nigga, bro. I'm not. I'm being serious though. Like, come on, look. This nigga is Ock. Like, look, let's be clear. This nigga is not small. He's not. That's the, like he's mad brolic. Like he's not like Cat. That's what the frustrating thing is with Cat, right? And I think that adds to not only the intrigue but like also like the fear. It's like, bro, you're mad brolic. Like at the very least, and you're mad skilled. It's not like you're brolic and you doofy. Like you're mad brolic, you're mad skilled. You should be able to put all this shit together and be out there giving me 26, 12, and 5, bro. Like you should really be that should be easy. Like it should be easy. And to be quite honest with you, you got to do it. Like like that's what you got to do to ingratiate yourself to the Knicks fans. I think 25, 12, and 25, 10, and 5. And Julius was 20, 10, and 5. You got to do 25, 10, and 5. Like you got to give us 5 more points to make us justify the price tag that you're gonna go. You're gonna come in. You're gonna step in as the second option. Um, he was, he was until the 2 years of injuries. It's real. It's a, all this trade is space and opportunity. I think all this trade is space and opportunity. Things had to happen for this to line up. Like Utah, and he listened to no one else. And he listened to no one else. And that's the God honest truth. I think he said, honestly, if we could get Cat here, and this is my thing, right? If we could get Cat, this is my theory on Cat, right? So why I'm coming around to this is, all right, and I have to justify things so that they make sense to me. Cat was in Minnesota. Minnesota is mad cold. Cat is Dominican. There is no fire mongoose in Minnesota. There's no fire platanos in Minnesota. I'm letting you know right now. Nah. You not hearing me though. There's no fire mongoose in Minnesota. I'm letting you know right now. They gon' I'm not saying that. I'm just not saying. Listen, the brother's been gone for 10 years, right? He's been out of New Jersey, New York, the tri-state area for 10 years. The 9 years he's been in Minnesota and the 1 year at Kentucky. That's 10 years, right? I'm just saying, you in New York now, right? One thing New Yorkers will do, I'm just saying this, right? If he put on, we will gonna embrace him. I'm letting you know that right now. They gonna have your man Cat up in Dykeman on the block, blasting a joint out with my man Young Poppy, who work at the barbershop, and simultaneously is on the grill. I'm telling you, yo, I think we are. It sounds funny, right? It sounds bad funny, but I think we're understating it because I feel like with people like Cat is somebody, like, he not somebody like that is a natural born leader, right? Like, the nigga be changing his voice and shit. Like, you get what I'm saying? So I think Jalen is already good everywhere. You get what I'm saying? Like, he came through. That nigga go anywhere in the city, he good. I'm not gonna lie. Yo, if Jalen's smart, and I know he's smart, you gotta be like, yo, we gonna call up Jesus or Mero. Get that nigga in the Bronx. Let him get around his people. And then check ball. I think so I'll say this. I think that we saw a much better version of Karl Anthony Towns. Like, he's the type of nigga you can't really, like, you can't bark at that nigga. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you can't really bark at him. Like, the Jimmy Butler experience for him only proved, like, yes, we call him soft, right? We call him soft, yada, yada, yada. But he got around some love. Ant-Man, his little big bro, he put some love on that. He put some love on him. You feel me? And respectfully, you got the best Cat. Like, bro, I looked at this shit. Like, I looked at the playoff series that the Timberwolves played this year. Yo, that nigga put some pause on some of these niggas low key. I feel like it's been undersold a little bit what he was doing to Nikola Jokic. I feel like that is not. I feel like Knicks fans, like, we get into the narrative, bro. All I'm saying is that there was a time where Rudy Gobert could do absolutely nothing with Nikola Jokic, and they put Cat big ass on him, and Cat was clamping that nigga up. And I feel like me personally, when things like this happen, I can't. First of all, you can't, like, dive into what Knicks Twitter is saying. Y'all know how we feel about Knicks for clicks. Y'all know how we feel about Knicks Twitter. Not a real place. You can't listen to what they say. You got to really go out there and form your own opinion. So when I went down and I looked at this, I'm like, okay. Nigga he might just need a little love, He might just need a little, he might just need a little support, And this gonna fuck you up right here, right? I said, this is another individual that I felt like needed a little love, support, Maybe not in the same way, but there was a certain individual, prior to Jalen Brunson that I despised, you know, and then I saw the aforementioned Jalen Julius, and I told y'all that was my favorite Julius. Like these are documented facts here. I told y'all. So I'm walking into this with I'm saying that Leon Rose and Tom Thibodeau put the bet out there, and Tom Thibodeau specifically, because y'all already know he's a maniac, insane. Do you understand? First of all, that was. See, you're gonna cook it. See, you're cooking right now because that was my number one point. Number one, you gotta be Tibbs gotta like you because he don't like nobody, and nobody like him. Let's be clear. They said Tibbs was the worst coach to play for. Nobody likes him. So for Tibbs to be, you get what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, right? We are Knicks fans. We have come to appreciate Tibbs for what he is. Like he be doing crazy shit, but when it be clicking, you be like, "Yo, Tibbs, you kind of cooking right now." You get what I'm saying? So I feel like number one, Cat gotta be a Tibbs guy for Tibbs to be like, all right, let's do it. Like, you get what I'm saying? That's number one. That is number one. That's number one. Number two. bro, number two. Cat gotta be a Jalen guy. Jalen Brunson had to be like, listen, Jalen Brunson just shipped. You cost me my mans, bro. You cost me my see. That's when a lot of people losing the plot. They're like, yo, did Jalen okay this? I feel like Jalen absolutely okayed this, but he was like, yo, if it's gonna cost me my mans, he better be good. He better be good, and that's fine. If you're looking at the market, like think about the guys you don't want, right? You think about the guys you. Yes, and this is true. Yes, so it's tough. So I'm telling you, Carl Anthony Towns, I'm giving him. You got to get. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt because I trust Leon Rose. Leon don't do nothing. Leon has never steered me wrong. Like every time I think he steered me wrong, he's been like, it's actually been like, no, I'm actually right. Shut up. Like that's what he tells me. So I you that nigga's on the trade deadline right now, and I'm over here worried about the cat trade. Like you get what I'm saying? So I've learned my lesson with Leon Rose. The last time I almost doubted Leon Rose was when he traded for OG Anunoby and he traded IQ, and I cried. And then I saw OG clamp up everything in sight, and I was like, my fault. Hold the. Yes, indeed. Yeah, yeah, yes. He's a center. This is true. It's I wouldn't be mad at that. I actually think that. See, this is what I'm saying. So I think that I think this move is low key genius, right? Like low key. Like if it works, it looks it's because the reality of the situation is that y'all know Tibbs. I told y'all. I put on Twitter. I said, listen, I know Tom Thibodeau. Y'all not gonna fool me. He's fooled me once. He'll never fool me again. Best believe we're getting the Cat Precious lineup. Best believe we're getting the Cat Sims lineup. Best believe we're getting the Cat Mitch lineup. Best believe, and I'm putting it on the table. When y'all see it, make sure y'all clip this. Make sure y'all tell me y'all see this. We're getting the Cat Precious Mitch lineup. I'm letting y'all know that right now. He's going to play Carl Anthony Towns at the 3. I'm letting y'all know that right now. It might be for 2 minutes. It might be for 3 minutes, but it's happening. I'm letting you know right now. It's on the table. It's on the table. I'm not. It's on the table. Oh, you can interchange Sims into any single one of those because Jericho Sims is playing minutes this year, ladies and gentlemen. Let y'all know. Let y'all know I'm not thrilled about it at all. As y'all know, I am anti Jericho Sims, even though I love him to death. But that brother, Jesus Christ, when he is on the court, I am fearful. Fearful. If there was ever a time, if there was ever a time, it's this year. If there was ever a time. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. 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 Let's be clear. Jericho Sims is like 6'8". He is 6'8". He is another nigga that needs to be indictment. To be honest. You said you want to be early?
For all types of stuff. And the fact that we gave up all those picks for Bridges, it got me a little. That's why I said we overpaid slightly on that end, because I kind of wanted to flip Mitch into something with those picks. We need a center. We're still ignoring the center. Even if we got Cat playing the 5, which, yeah, he played plenty, mostly a lot of his minutes. I went and checked it out. A lot of his time was at the 5, technically, but he wasn't always in a dunker position. Gobert was usually there. So I don't even know how those numbers came out to give me that he was a 5, but he's not playing in the dunker's position. But yeah, we need power forwards and we need centers. I think Sims has the opportunity the team need and the most upside potential to actually be to actually have the type of impact that Deuce had.
Yeah.
Deuce impact was we knew what he can do, but the level at which he's been doing it exceeded our expectations. That's how I feel about Sims. We know what he can do, but I feel like he could up it to Mitch level. At least near Hartenstein levels. I don't think he is scrub. He's not a scrub. He just don't get enough minutes. And at the way that Cat moves, I feel like Sims fits. So yeah, that's my 2 cents
Yeah.
on the newly appointed Jericho Sims Hive.
Love it.
Let's
Love
get
it.
that started.
All right, real quick.
Or at least to up his trade value, so when we do package him with Mitch and Precious and picks for Aiton, that it's worth a damn. Feel me?
All right, cool. So real quick. So who won the trade? Who won the trade? Knicks or T-Wolves?
Ooh. Who won the trade? Knicks or T-Wolves? All right. Here's why I'm gonna say the Knicks won the trade. The Knicks took a mid-level exception and Julius Randle and flipped him for Karl Anthony Towns. That's a win. For most people out there, besides Knicks fans, for most of the NBA world, they will say trading Julius Randle and a one-year player, a mid-level exception, is a win if you got Karl Anthony Towns. I've had people telling me for a minute that we should be getting Karl Anthony Towns, and we've all said the same thing. No, he's soft. And then maybe we were wrong because we've seen him lock up with Embiid, and they trying to sell it to us. So we've seen that Embiid chokehold over and over and over for the last 2 weeks. Excuse me. So yeah, we've seen that a million times now. So okay, he's tougher than we gave him credit for, and you never know. When you get a player, regardless of what you think their reputation is around the league, when you get him on your team and you watching him 82 games plus preseason plus playoffs, then you really get a gist of like, all right, this is what we really dealing with here. This wasn't Dante's first team. This wasn't Josh Hart's first team or Jalen Brunson, who couldn't even get a $55 million deal signed in Dallas. He gave them a discount. So it means something different when you come to New York and he shows what you can do in New York. That's why I respect Julius Randle the way that I do, because all he did was up his game in New York. So yeah, now we got Towns, and he's already the best offensive center we've had since. Okay, easy to say Porzingis, and then once we trump that, because let's be real, he's already better than Porzingis is. Then Ewing, like we start getting into weird territory here. We start talking about big names, landmarks, and icons who just made their way back into the Garden. By the way, welcome back, Ewing. It's a great time for you to be here. We have some bigs we need trained up a little. Hopefully you could whisper in the air a thing or two, you know what I mean? So, yeah, we got a lot out. And let's say Cat doesn't work out, but he just raises his profile here in New York. That's worthy. Yo, we get a good year out of him looking good. Maybe we do have a chance at the Embiid trade now. We have a contract that matches somewhat better now. Now it makes more sense. Now it's reasonable. Now you got a $60 million contract. I don't know what Bam is making, but now you can have conversations about something. If Bam is making less, I have to look up the numbers real quick. But if Bam is making less than Cat, that means you can get Bam +1. Like, the size of the contract and the notoriety of the player as a trade asset alone is worthwhile. Because the problem with trading Julius Randle this whole time, with all the other names that y'all been saying throughout the years, was he outplayed his contract too much. He's getting paid $25 million, but he's put up numbers of cats that's making $45 million.
That's real. That's a real statement. I would say that Cat is more adequately aligned with his contract. Like $60 million sounds crazy, but the reality is the salary cap gonna keep going up, and he'll fit in right in the middle. People got to get over people. People got to get over that, bro. This shit is always gonna rise. 60 sounds crazy. It's not gonna sound crazy in 3 years when niggas is making $75-80 million contracts, and you're gonna be like, well, he's not better than Karl Anthony Towns. Yeah, right. Those are going to be conversations that you'll have. Like, that's just the reality of the situation. You could give me 20, 10 and 5, And Julius Randle that's what he's gonna have that conversation with Minnesota too. But you give me 27 and 5, you're getting 250 plus, nigga. I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry. That's
Right.
that's the going rate.
He's getting 50 for that. You have to get 50 for. Yo, I was having an argument about contracts and what other players around the league are getting paid, and Ayton came up because the news report came out, the rumor mill during the summer, Ayton, yada yada yada. This ain't my Ayton spill right now. What I'm saying is, Catch was fighting about Ayton is getting paid $34 million. He's still $34 million. I'm like, yo, dog, IQ is getting paid damn near 33. iHeart is getting paid 30, and he might not start.
3 years.
These numbers that y'all making noise about right now were those were yesterday's numbers. You're thinking about yesterday when Melo had a near max contract of like 125. Like them days that's 2 years. That's 2 years pay nowadays.
That shit is over.
Yes, like, come on now. So the fact that he's adequately paid right now is worth a damn because he's almost getting paid the same amount of money as Embiid, and that at least makes that conversation easier to have when Embiid gets tired of Philly finally, because we do agree he's gonna be out of there sooner or later, right?
Absolutely. Even with the extension. All right, moving on.
Even with the extension.
Moving on, man. It's time to talk about my guy. My guy, big bag, big bank take little bank. You already know, big OG Baganobi, aka the Knicks Warden, aka Guantanamo Bay, aka San Alcatraz, aka the Tombs. The Tombs, nigga. The Tombs. Big OG.
Him.
Jail. And more jail.
What is it, a 20-3 record with him?
Yes. All right.
Lord.
So Knicks Warden secures 5-year, $212.5 million deal in free agency. Obviously, people thought that this was an overpay. Who gives a shit? They're not a Knicks fans. They didn't see what we saw.
Right.
I thought this was right in line. We just had the conversation. Man, the money is not. That's not money, bro. Like,
it's not money.
Not with these. Did you see what the NBA just signed? They kicked the NBA on TNT out of here because them niggas ain't had a chicken right. That money is not. Right. That money is not. That money is nothing. 40 million.
Digital money now. They getting paid in Bitcoin.
So we.
I'm worried about y'all.
So yeah.
Y'all paper money.
So shout out to my man OG Baganobi. I want you to really get into the weeds of this because we spoke about this early in free agency. He's on a growing scale, so we're at $35 million for year one. I think that's huge. Right. I think that's huge. I think that might have helped us facilitate this cat trade as well. Like I think that it's also going to keep us like within the framework to do something else at the trade deadline. Like $35 million in the first year, like that's good. That's good negotiation, in my opinion.
Know that there is not one contract we have signed that number was made in correlation to everything else.
Yes.
Every contract,
market
trade,
value,
every
market value
pick, everything we did
market value
was to make sure this fit, this worked, this was legal, this could get done.
Big
everything.
First of all, before we even get there, shout out Big Brock Aller, not talked about enough, aka Big Capologist Brock Aller. I know my stuff. Shout out to my man Big Brock. Brock out here
Brock Aller
finding loopholes.
The first ring when they start handing out the championship rings. He deserves the first ring.
The way he finagled.
Go take Danny Ainge's job and go be in charge of something somewhere.
We ain't even talk about how he finagled the cap in the cat trade and was signing niggas that's playing in France and shit. Leon, you know your stuff, King. That's why I can't doubt my son. I can't doubt my guy. He hires the right people. He hires the right people.
You reminded me, which goes with exactly what you're saying. So we had to get the trade done the Julius Cat whatever trade done during the preseason instead of during the season because the preseason roster is 22 players.
Yep.
So therefore, you can fit in all these extra Charlie Browns and Daquan Jeffries and all these other fillers we need to get out there and move about for other teams. So we couldn't get the space isn't there once the season starts to make these type of moves. So it had to be done this way. But also to show you that none of it was an accident. Back to your Brock Allen and the genius of Leon Rose and shout out to Dolan because you still get some credit for all of this, dog.
Yep.
I wanna run the ring with you as the owner. It's important to me that you're still here for all of this. Anyway, split screen this. I need to see you for this.
I got you.
Where
I got you. He commanded me like Stephen A. I love it.
yeah, you gotta come back. Wait. Come on, dog. 3 near minimum contracts traded over by $1. You know the balls. I get excited when I talk about this. Like I get excited at the thought of it. To sign 3 minimum contract players, right?
Yep.
And to give them $1 more than minimum.
Come on, the price is right. The price is right.
So that you could combine the contracts.
The price is right.
The NBA is mad at the loophole. That's in it. What?
Just $1. That the crazy thing is $1. Just $1. He didn't even try to hide it. He didn't even try to give him like $100. He didn't even try to give him like $1,000 extra. He said, "Nah, I'm gonna
$100.5.
$1.
None of that. $1 for each of them.
Yeah.
Combined it. And they can't say shit about you. You have to know you about to piss them off by doing that.
Yep. That means Brock Aller is really in the gym. That's all that told me is that Brock Aller is really in the gym. And while y'all front offices,
Leon muscles strong, dog.
Well, y'all front offices is
got nothing to worry about.
He finagled that. I'm not even gonna lie. That was a big finagle. Well, back to
a genius move.
Yeah.
That is like that changed the NBA into the next CBA.
Yeah. Yeah.
That changed the whole way deals are going to get done for all 30 teams until the next CBA.
Yep.
Come on. That's brilliant.
That's gangster. That's gangster. I don't care what nobody say. That's gangster as fuck.
I think that was the best move. I think that was the best detail I got out of anything for this. That regardless if I feel Bridges was a slight overpay, and I feel like regardless of whoever may be a slight overpay, he is very aware of everybody's pay and what they got to do to get it done, and they did it. They executed the plan. So OG got paid exactly what actually, he's probably owed a little more. Because Leon doesn't seem to be wasting money or throwing money around. He knows what he's doing everywhere. Did he drift from any player he seemed to have wanted from jump?
Nope.
Nope. He's gotten. So is it safe to assume that if this is not his final version of the team, that he has other plans and names on the board already? And if that's the case, then doesn't that mean we're going to get them? Because he has only showed us that he's going to get exactly who he wants. Like, we flirted with the Spider idea, but then honestly, once you get Brunson, Spider doesn't fit. And we talked it out, but I mean, what does a team look like with Jalen and Spider? What does that look like?
It looks like nonsense. It looks like
Look
nonsense.
like?
It looks like nonsense. It's the truth.
Absolute foolishness. That's not a real team. The closest thing out there to that is, we'll say Dallas with Luka and Kyrie. And that's different because Luka is like a big back point guard. It's like he play it different. He out there different. It's not the same. And if you eliminate that example, there is no other example of out there looking like that. What are we going to do with that? He, OG, congratulations, dog. Please be healthy in the playoffs. We don't really care what you do. I don't care about getting in the top 3 seed. I don't care about getting in the top 5 seed. There's very few things I care about when it comes to this season. I don't want to have to face Orlando in the playoffs because I still don't like Orlando. And I still don't like Orlando. That's still really the only team I'm concerned about. And I'm really not sure about how I feel about Philly right now. The Paul George thing is a little iffy. The Embiid versus Cat feels a little funny. I need Mitch to be healthy or to be traded for that for me to feel confident. If Mitch actually comes back, not this year, but next year, if he actually comes back, well, then, yeah, I can feel good about everything again. Then we watching the whole East. If he was healthy right now, we was going to be an 80-win team. Like, that's where we are right now. Sims. Come on, Sims. I guess we can still get 74, Sims. It's on you.
Yep.
I don't know what I'm ranting on anymore, though. OG, there's nothing to say about OG in his bag. He deserves it. It was his impact on our team from the moment he got here was worth all the money in the world.
Congratulations, my guy. I know
Cheers.
This is what you really want to talk about right here, man. Moving on. Here we go.
I'm afraid of what you think I want to talk. Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So
I should have been thinking about this one. This hurt.
Yeah. This one hurt.
Ugly.
This one hurt. This one hurt a lot. I won't lie to you. This one hurt a lot. All right, so Knicks lose Isaiah Hartenstein to the Thunder in free agency. 3 years, $87 million. 3 years. That's $28 million, 29 or $28 million a year for those keeping count at home.
Yeah.
For him to either be their starting center or their sixth man, who knows is gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
This move tells me that the Thunder think Chet, you betcha, is a power forward.
Yep.
And they are getting ready to mold him to be the greatest white hope against the terror that is Victor Wembanyama.
He's
coming
fixed.
to fuck up the league. So
Yes.
they let Victor Wembanyama get Chris Paul in his golden years, and I'm a little concerned about that for the Western Conference, in my personal opinion, because as y'all know, Victor Wembanyama,
he's going to wreak havoc over there. He's going to make it difficult over there.
As y'all know, Victor Wembanyama is absolutely him.
Yeah.
But back to Zay Hartenstein. He left. The most we could offer him at the time was $18 million a year. $11 million more is just.
Oh no, he's gonna pay 30 flat next year. No, 12 million.
You just can't say no to that. You can't say no to that.
You can't be mad at him.
I can't ask nobody to take $12 million less. That's a lot of money.
I mean, you can tell Brunson to do it, and he'll do it. And that's where a lot of this hurts, don't it?
Yeah.
Because Brunson seemed to like take the first step and saying, "Hey, this is bigger than money, guys. This is about family."
Yeah.
Cue the music, Toretto. This is about family.
Yeah.
And
so
my heart was like, "Yeah, my family
in Oklahoma City." I mean, what can I say about this? We loved Isaiah Hartenstein. I feel like this is the Cat trade is like the baby step towards the Cat trade. Losing Isaiah Hartenstein is like, all right, if we don't have continuity, we're gonna take a big swing. In a big swing they took. And that's just the reality of the situation. I think if iHeart would have came back, man, it kind of would have looked spooky. But I do think that and this is where I think that the Knicks brass kind of made a character choice here. Well, I won't even say a cultural choice, like a character choice over a cultural choice, but not in a way of like changing the character. It's more so in a way like, okay, we are done with this rebuilding shit. And it's time to let, for lack of a better term, niggas know that we are here and we are serious. Like, I think that with our roster, we love and we embraced it because we New Yorkers, man. We embraced the underdog story.
Right.
But I think that like Isaiah Hartenstein leaving was like the first pin to fall in the, all right, so we're just not gonna do the it's nice to be here thing. Like, we're going into round 2 and we're smoking round 2 and we're getting ready for the Eastern Conference Finals, and we're gonna make sure that we have the best team out there to do that. And I respect that. I hate the fact that Isaiah Hartenstein left, but I know you can't $12 million is too much money. It's too much money.
Right.
It's too much money to say no to. I'm not gonna lie, like $4 million would have been like, oh man, I can't do it. $4 million.
Yeah, but yo, if they offered him 24, I think he would have stayed. It's.
I don't think they just couldn't get up to 24. Not at the time. Like,
no. I'm not talking about that. I'm not talking about us. Well, we gave him the max we can give him because of early bird rights. We gave him his max early.
If the Thunder gave him, yeah, I agree with that. I think
if their ceiling was 24, he'd have been like, nah, I'm gonna make up that $5 million just doing bar mitzvahs in Long Island on the weekends.
Calm.
Like,
but
yeah,
12?
I don't.
But 12? 12 is crazy. 12 is crazy.
Per year?
Yeah, 12 is crazy.
That's like a whole 3 years pay.
Yeah. I'm working 2 years for one, right?
Right. Like, this is a hell of an overtime. I can't be mad at it, but it hurt though. It's that. Also, more than Dante losing iHeart really hurt, and we should have expected it because of how limited, our options were on how much we could pay. It just hurt because we didn't want to believe, because it was just such a beautiful thing we were in the midst of.
Yeah.
But once a Knick, always a Knick, right? Like, OKC scary. Ooh, OKC scary. The West should be mad. I don't want to play them in the finals.
Yeah.
I want to play them in the finals. That is a woo. I mean, I'm more willing to play them in the finals now than I've ever been because of OG and Macau.
Yeah.
Let's not get it twisted.
Yeah.
Hey,
listen,
tips proof, right?
Shea Gilchrist. Listen, SGA, I got something for you. Listen, Jalen Williams, I got something for you. Yeah. They called the Waters.
I just need Cat at the 4 and Mitch at the 5, and I am good.
Cat might give it to Chet, you betcha. I'm not even gonna lie to you. He might give it to him.
I'm gonna smoke him.
He might give it to him. It might look a little spooky. I can see that looking a little spooky.
He's bigger, he's stronger, he's more experienced, and he's a self-proclaimed best shooting big of all time.
That's what he said.
And there's numbers to make an argument for him. And he's gonna be doing this now in the biggest stage in the game.
I will tell you this.
His star is about to elevate to something different.
I will tell you this. If Cat come in here and put on, we will make the argument for him. He don't even have to work. See, that's the difference.
Never again.
See, that's the difference between Knicks fans and Timberwolves fans. And that's not to hate on Timberwolves fans. You know what I'm saying? Like, Cat can say that shit.
Raise your profile.
Cat can say that shit in Minnesota. Yeah, they might laugh it off, right? Cat say that shit in New York, and he come out here and pull it. Let me let you know how I'll put the cape on. Like, oh nah,
yeah,
that nigga be pulling for 50.
He hit 1-3 yesterday, but that 3 was a deep 3.
That shit look moolah. that shit look like he need 5 a game. He need 5 a game from that spot and 5 a game from the other spot.
Like, he might need to slow down for a second and let somebody get in the paint for a rebound or opportunity for one.
He said that shit water. He said that shit water. Get back on defense.
Oh, yeah, right. Back on defense.
He pulled that shit and said, "Oh, that's water. Let's go play some defense now."
Don't cross half court. Chill.
Yeah, chill out. Well, you might as well jog back. Start to jog back. I'm here for it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm here for it.
All right. So
I wish I heard the best. It,
Yeah.
it hurt, but it made sense.
all right. So moving on, we got to talk about once again. Oh, Captain, my captain. Oh, Captain, my captain. Oh, Captain,
How
my
we
captain.
went so far without saluting and talking about
Oh, Captain, my
the
captain.
great him, the Bruns
he is,
him,
he is him. Him is he. Him he is.
Captain Bruns him.
Him he is. Oh, Captain, my captain.
Mm.
Big Body Brunson. Knicks captain. First since Lance Thomas. Once a Knick, always a Knick, right?
Crazy
The
talk.
first is Lance Thomas. The
I
first
don't
is
think we
Lance
needed
Thomas.
a captain then.
Oh man,
What Lance Thomas team needed Lance Thomas to be a captain?
you know what they say? He was a consummate professional. Consummate professional.
Oh
That's
my
what they
God.
said. I ain't say it. That's what they said.
And Julius Randle saved us from all of that nonsense, and he wasn't even a captain.
Yeah.
Yo, Jules. Yo, all day, bro. All day. Don't hurt us when we play each other,
Yeah.
dog. Please, chill out. Chill out.
All right, so
It's gonna be an ugly game.
we talked about it, man. Not too many built like Big Body Brunson on the court and off the
I
court.
know.
Yo, team friendly deal, 4-year extension, 156. We got to talk about. We got to talk about
100
this.
of them things on the table.
We got to talk about this. He left $120 million on the table. We just talked about iHeart leaving $12 million on the table. Jalen Brunson left arguably $120 million on the table to ensure that he has the best team around him for years to come. When I say there's no one built like Big Body Brunson, I mean it. I was adamant. I gotta let y'all see me. I was adamant, adamant that he was not leaving $120 million off the table. I told everybody I knew. I told people I didn't know. I was like, Jalen Brunson is not leaving $120 million on the table. I'm sorry.
Right.
What are we talking about here? This is a non-story to me, in my opinion. What are we talking about? You just don't leave $120 million on the table. Lo and behold, the Monday before, they talking about Jalen Brunson is strongly considering leaving $120 million on the table. Mind you, we had just formed Ultron. We just formed the Villanova Ultron. I'm like, all right, what are we talking about here? I'm like, I gotta see it to believe it. Ain't nobody leaving no $120 million on the table. Lo and behold, we get to Friday. Jalen Brunson named Knicks captain. Jalen Brunson signs $156 million team-friendly deal. I'm ecstatic. I am thrilled. A lot of people talk about it. Jalen Brunson is about it. I'm just here to let y'all know this is crazy.
Yes.
This is insane. Sean, this is unheard of. Like, this is not something that people do. Like, in the name of good old-fashioned capitalism, this is just not something that people do. Like, you just don't do it. You just don't do it. And he did it. And,
and that's why
to
we
be
won the
fair,
chip.
to be fair, doing that, there's literally nothing he can do wrong. Like, ever. Like, that's like it's the gesture.
He can lose a leg and be dead weight on the books, and we will never fold.
It's the gesture. It's the gesture. See, this is what I'm saying. We're Knicks fans. Things like shit like this means something to us. Whether it's good or bad, I don't really care. But shit like this means something to us. That means that you really doing this shit for the love of the game, bro. And there ain't nothing New Yorkers love than a nigga that do shit for the love of the game.
I love this shit, man.
I love the game. I love the hustle. Ain't every New Yorker is he paid for. Every New Yorker is he paid for.
Every New Yorker see paid for multiple times.
Them niggas was selling drugs for the love of the game. So if we sit here talking about somebody who just did it for the love of the game,
with his dad on the bench,
bro, ideal situation.
Boys surrounding him.
Ideal situation. The funny shit
his
is
godfather, the boss.
We won't talk about. They will talk about it. They won't talk about it. The $120 is under the table. Let's be
Hey, sure you can borrow my boat. Hey, it's basically yours.
I signed a $156 million extension. I use your yacht whenever I want. I
Damn
use
right.
your private plane whenever
Yes.
I want.
Yes. Yes.
If I want to have a private plane race, Mr. Dolan, I would like both of them.
Let me borrow your plane.
I would like
what's yours?
I would like both of them. I am living in one of your houses. My family, my child.
You are not wrong.
No.
You're they always say that
bro,
you win it in New York, you do it
bro,
up in New York. You don't have to buy a beer
let's
this
be
time.
for
You
real.
don't got to deny the city.
Let's
got
be
it.
for real.
This is a different level already. They
let's
gave
be
it
for real.
already.
There are sports towns in America. Like you said, you win a chip in Kansas City. Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes probably never have to buy or purchase a meal day in their life. Right. But imagine if they was doing that in New York. My brother, they will rename the Empire State Building after you if you bring them a chip, bro.
It's not just the Yankees winning a chip who are in the playoffs right now.
So are the Mets.
Or the Mets winning a chip who are in the playoffs right now. It's not about you get the New York Knicks. This is a basketball town first and foremost.
You better believe it.
Seen a chip in over 40 years.
You
First
better
and
believe
foremost, it does not matter how many chips that the Yankees have. We love it. We rep it. Shout out. We love a good winner out here.
Yep.
Got it tatted. Shout out to, you know what I mean? It's New York, New York. We get it. But it ain't the Knicks.
It's not.
And if you win one as a Knick, whew.
It's tough.
Well, I couldn't even handle that.
Yeah.
Like, how do you not get caught up with Diddy allegations 15 years later when you was given this much power over New York? Like, how do you not have baby on this
Bro,
Diddy ran the city.
They let you.
Diddy was only going to put.
They let you put the Statue of Liberty in your backyard for your birthday party. Like, that's the type of shit that we try to do.
You're camping on the lamp on the torch.
Yes, legit.
You're roasting marshmallows on the torch.
I say that to say this: Jalen Brunson, well deserved. I've never, ever in my Knicks lifetime have felt about a player the way I feel about Jalen Brunson, and that is real shit. And I love it, and I love the feeling. I've never had this feeling.
It's so wholesome.
I briefly had it when Carmelo Anthony was here, but ultimately it was like, damn. But LeBron is in the East. Guess what?
Yeah,
I
just enjoyed the "I'm Coming Home" music remake. I'm coming home. That's the only thing I really loved about it. Besides that,
I will say
I'm not as big as this fan as Brunson.
Yes. I'm just saying the reality of the situation is that not only is LeBron James not in the East, LeBron James is 40 years old. So and he's the last person, him and Steph Curry, were the last two people that will walk into the gym and you will be like, they might win a chip. They might win a chip this year.
Yeah. It's not Tatum.
We are in parity land. Yeah. Anybody lucks into a chip.
It's not Paul George. It's not Embiid.
No, it's not. No one puts fear in anybody's heart. It's a whole league of fearless people.
I can't wait to play the Bucks with a healthy Mitch.
Oh yeah.
Give me a healthy Mitch and let Mikal Bridges and OG Anunoby make sure Lillard and Giannis are not having a field day. And just seriously, just look around the East.
Uh-huh.
Who am I supposed to be worried about?
Not a soul. Not a soul. Not a soul.
Who?
I'm saying
I can hear the champs out there saying Boston. I can hear y'all saying it.
It's not a soul.
My argument has been the same from jump. We go back 2 years.
Yep.
In year one, the first year, the Knicks were up 3-1 on y'all. Mm-hmm. And then y'all went and got Porzingis, a former Knick, to get over the hump of losing to the Knicks. I get it. And then y'all beat us 4-1 the next year. That one that we did get is after we made our move to counter your move. Mm-hmm. We created a balance again, and we smoked y'all. We spanked y'all by 30 in the third quarter. I don't care what they want to say about that towards the end of the season of the game. Y'all played that game. Like legit played that game. And now I don't know what moves Boston may have made over the summer that was worth a damn. I don't think they made much of any. But I know we made 3. I know we got Mikal Bridges. We got Cat. We got Kolick we didn't even mention. Who was the third one? Am I tripping on OG. OG was number 3. OG, Bridges, Cat. Hey, that's plenty. We only needed 1. We got OG and it was over for y'all. We added Bridges and Cat. Like, what's a Boston at this point in time? Y'all got Drew, we got Bridges. And then we got Brunson, who was top 5 in MVP last year. Oh, God. Oh, only team I'm worried about is Orlando and what you call it, and Philly. Because I need to see that work out. Because the idea of Maxey, George, and Embiid is intriguing. That sounds stressful. And not having just being kind of thin with the bigs right now is where, because don't forget, Philly didn't just get George, they got Drummond. Say what you want. I really wanted Drummond. So I count that as an upgrade for them. So yeah, we gotta address our big situation. But there ain't no real scary teams out there. Ain't nobody should be putting fear in your heart. But just be mindful of Orlando and Philly. That's all.
All right.
It's only a matter of time till they implode. Not Orlando. Not Orlando. Orlando's gonna be a headache. Don't want to play Orlando. Don't want to play Orlando. Nobody should want to play Orlando. I've been a Knicks fan, Laker fan, Orlando fan since I was born. That's just how that went with me. And Orlando is actually nice again. I'm like, oh shit. Oh no, they're nice right now. So that's where that comes from. Full disclosure.
All right.
None of them got Brunson.
That's real. All right, moving on. Let's talk about the draft. All right, so we got the Knicks draft class in here. All right.
This should be fast, guys. This should be fast. This should be fast.
All right. So Knicks draft, 25th pick, overall pick, Pacome Dadier from France, you know.
Cap space move, doesn't count, don't care, don't matter. So nothing worth a damn from him in Summer League. All right, I'm sorry.
All right. Let me finish. All right, so we got the 34th overall pick, Tyler Kolick. Boom, we got 56th overall pick, Kevin McCullough Jr., and the 58th overall pick, Ariel Hukporti. All right, so I thought that the 25th pick was an interesting pick, mainly because everybody and their mother thought that this was a draft and stash pick. We thought that, you know, we could develop him over in France, but Pacome was extremely adamant that he was coming over the hoop year 1, and accurately it was correct. He took 80% of the rookie scale. He took the 20% cut to make sure that he was here year 1. To ride the bench. That's tough. I wouldn't have done it. But he did it. You know, and maybe he'll get some running.
He's serious about this. You got to give him credit for that. That's a serious man move.
He looks green. He looks like he still needs some work. He looks like he's gonna spend the year in the G League getting right.
He looked like he belongs to somebody else's G League.
Yeah, he doesn't look like a Knicks player for real. But you know, we'll see with him.
He makes me want to take another look at Jacob Toppin.
You know, so we'll see with him. The most intriguing one out of these 4 is obviously Tyler Kolick.
Tycho.
I'm here to let y'all know Kolikov is live and direct. I'm here to assume the role on the board of directors of Kolikov. I've seen enough.
Take it away. This is all you.
I've seen enough. I'm letting y'all know right now. I've called it on multiple occasions. I called it, as y'all know, co-president of Deuce Hive. I called it early with Deuce. I saw the greatness in Summer League year 1, and I was like, yo, this brother is him. Low
Deuce was
key.
him from day one.
Him low key. I have very similar feelings with Tyler Kolek. I think in the Summer League, he had a game where he had like 12 or 13 assists, and I was like, oh, okay.
With like one turnover?
Yeah, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I think Jalen Brunson can work with that. I think, like I said early in the pod, I am of the strongest mindset, and I think if the Knicks brain trust includes Leon Rose, Brock Aller, Tom Thibodeau, and Ham Van Dam, we are the Knicks brain trust, right? We are the Knicks brain trust. I'm here to let y'all know this. Knicks brain trust. Y'all heard it. Brock, Leon, Tibbs, Ham.
Holla.
I'm here to report live for the Knicks brain trust. Our primary objective is to ensure Jalen Brunson is healthy, at his healthiest when the playoff starts and throughout the playoffs. That entails relieving all unnecessary responsibilities from Jalen Brunson so that he can cook. I want him to cook all the time. What does that entail? He got a whole bunch of defenders. Don't got to play defense. Don't got to play defense.
Yes.
If Tyler Kolek, and this is why I'm staunch supporter of Kolek High. If Tyler Kolek can spell Jalen Brunson for 12 minutes, 12 minutes, where Jalen Brunson averages 36 minutes a game, I will be pleased. Yes. That is a successful rookie season for Tyler Kolek.
Oh, that's unbelievable.
12 minutes. Backup point guard, 12 minutes. That's all I need. Whew. I need 12 minutes. That's it. Can you give me 12? I'll take them in I can take them in 3-minute increments. I can take them in 4-minute increments. I can take them in 6-minute increments. As long as they're 12. Just give me 12. I don't need Jalen Brunson touching 40 minutes a game this year. I don't want it. Me and the brain trust have discussed it. He's too good. It's fine. He doesn't need to tell America. Like, America doesn't need to know that he's good anymore. They know he's good.
Right.
They know he's good.
He don't need to chase MVP awards.
No, not at all.
We don't need. We'll give you the MVP under the table. Don't worry about it, dog.
No, listen. I don't need MVP. I know he's him.
Winning finals MVP. You can fight for that one.
He is the best point guard in the NBA and the best player in the Eastern Conference. I'm letting y'all know this right now. MVP means nothing to me. It means nothing to me. It'd be nice. It'd be cool.
It sounds bold when you say that, but when you see little man dancing in the paint amongst the trees,
looking like him,
for
82 games,
he looks smarter than everybody when he plays basketball. He looks smarter.
Yes,
he looks smart doing it.
He looks like he's looking like not only am I outskilling you, I'm outsmarting you.
Yeah.
And that's to say, like, my favorite player before Jalen Brunson was Chris Paul, and I get it. I'm just letting you know that. I get it. I get why I like Jalen Brunson, because I thought Chris Paul was the smartest motherfucker I ever seen in my life play basketball. I was like, this nigga just smarter than you. He's an asshole, but he's just smarter than you. I get the same feeling when I see Jalen Brunson. But Tyler Kolek, give me 12 minutes. Moving on, like Kevin McCullers, you're not playing.
Don't care.
We'll see you in the
hit the gym. You lift weights. We need big bodies.
Huckporty, we'll see you next year in the Sims role. We'll see you next year in the Sims role. And I don't think that's a bad role at all.
I don't think that's a bad thing at all.
I think if Huckporty could thrive in a Sims role, we've done our due diligence. We've done our due diligence. Have we not? He's 58th pick in the draft. 58th pick.
I already started off saying I see Sims being able to handle a lot of Mitch responsibilities. So I would like to see Huckporty work his way up to Sims.
Yeah, I mean, if your vision is that Sims works into the Mitch role, making Mitch expendable, then you would want Huckporty. The natural line of succession is Huckporty to come into the Sims role and thrive for 3 years.
Yes,
I get it. I see the vision.
I mean, Tibbs. We can talk about Tibbs and his guards and having shooters all around and love for defenders. He loves centers. We know he loves his bigs.
He
we
does.
know he loves his bigs.
He loves them
So
so
I
much.
mean,
He loves them so much.
And Ewing is back in the building. I'm sorry that I keep bringing that up, but he is back in the building finally.
That's a good thing.
He was a coach in Georgetown for a minute. Like, come do something. So yeah. Huck Party is good, and Tycho is great, and the other two guys are going to do wonderful in Portland.
Lovely. I love it. All right, moving on. We spoke about him, but it's time to talk about you, man. Big Mitch Robinson, man. Oh man, it's tough. So Mitch is out until they say late December, early January. So I said earlier that Isaiah Hartenstein was the first domino to fall in the eventual Karl Anthony Towns trade for Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo.
But it was Mitch.
The second in probably even more egregious domino, it was Mitchell Robinson. So I'm struggling with this, right? Because Mitch got injured because of Joel Embiid.
Yes.
Dirty play.
And I don't hold this injury against him particularly, nor do I hold the recovery time on Mitch either.
Yeah.
I want to put that out there.
Yes.
Because I know I seem anti-Mitch and I love Mitch.
Super.
So I always hated that narrative.
Super.
Okay, I always hated that narrative. But I'm just honest about trying to trade value when it's high. Okay? And Mitch, this injury is not Mitch's fault. The Knicks brass are not surprised by the deadlines. None of this is new to them. They've been working on the Cat trade all summer, and they knew Mitch was going to be injured all summer. That's the connection I see.
Mm-hmm.
I see that they know Mitch is going to be out again, and it was like, we can't do nothing without a center. This is Tom Thibodeau, for Christ's sake. We got to give him something.
Yes.
And they went and got him his favorite center playing in the league right now. Maybe not his favorite center in the league, but he's a Tibbs guy because Tibbs won him. They played together. He could play the five, and he could bring offense, which Tibbs sucks at bringing himself. Yeah. So it bails him out in a lot of different ways, and there you go. Mitch. And it's not fair the heat he's been getting from all the fans because he had surgery because Joel Embiid is a dirty player. He has surgery because Joel Embiid is a dirty player. We knew this before we went to Indiana. We knew this was happening. We knew this was going to happen. We knew there was going to be recovery time. So nothing new really came out. It's just that it was so quiet. We were hoping, we were praying that he could be coming around the beginning of the year. Like, you've been injured so many times. You've been rehabbing so many times. We think you would have got good at it. like you're a pro at rehabbing. You're not rehabbing double the time now. Like, come on, do some jumping jacks in the pool. Stretch, yoga, get to it. And, as always, we're going to be missing important Mitch minutes. But we had him in the beginning of last season, and he balled out, and then he got injured. Hopefully this year it's the reverse to where he starts off injured, and then he comes in and he balls out. Because Mitch is great. I'm way more comfortable having Cat with Mitch in the lineup as well, playing that Rudy Gobert role. Like, I am way more comfortable in that. But if that's not the case, then there's not much time to get rid of. He's going to have to come back in January. Whenever he comes back in January, he's going to have to play himself into playing shape because we know what he looks like when he comes back from injury. He's slow and sluggish. And then the trade deadline is going to be like 3-4 weeks away. There's not much time for him to play himself in shape and look decent to get something great for him. Add the fact we gave him so many picks, and it's like, hey, we might have to just get comfortable with having Mitch for another year, which is going to suck come next year because he's on a descending contract. he's going to be worth only $11 million, which is going to make it even harder to get somebody of quality. This is the problem when you hold on to a prospect for too long. And the signs were there to trade Mitch years ago. We should have traded him after the Cleveland series. We should have been thankful he was able to look really good against a Jared Allen, who is virtually the same type of center he is. And we should have just took that elevation of status and flip it somewhere. We could have had Ayton. We should have had Ayton. I don't know what an Ayton and Cat looks like. I would love to see it.
Of course you would want to see it. Of
I don't
course
know
you
what
would
that
want to
looks
see
like.
that.
I don't know what that looks like. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. I would love to see. Hey, me and Brock Aller can sit down and make the numbers work. We can figure this shit out, all right? So I don't want to hear nothing from y'all. I've done it 12 times on Fanspo. I can make the numbers work if we had just one more pick to pique interest. But we got to do something because we can't trade him, so we can't do nothing.
Yep.
Talk me out of that. Explain to me how we can trade him. Because I know they said that you can't trade an injured player. That's not true. You can trade him today. You can trade him today if the other team signs off on it. It can be done. Mm-hmm. It can be done. But how we don't got the picks to make it juicy for anybody? Like how?
So I think,
and then next year he's only worth $11 million, and this is last year.
So I think
he's not getting a raise.
I got you. So I think that with Mitch, it's a double-edged sword, right? Great value contract, but he's always injured. But it's a great value contract. You literally, what is he paying him? $12 million this year, $11 million next year. So if you're looking
14, no?
No, 14 this year, 11 million next year, right? So you're looking at the fact that, and this is the problem and the thing with Mitch. When Mitch is healthy, he's probably the best defensive center in basketball. That's just the reality of the situation. When he's healthy, he's probably the best defensive center in basketball. You can't argue.
Yep.
You can't argue that. But he's never healthy.
Fact.
But he's also only making $14 million a year for a starting caliber center.
13 next year, a little better than my 11.
He's like a less serious place than Time Lord Robert Williams, who's in Portland right now. But it's like, all right, you've seen Time Lord. Time Lord is definitely a starting center, but the brother can just never be never can stay healthy ever.
Yeah.
So it's like, are you gonna get him on a buy low? You might have to attach him with somebody.
Who's left to attach?
But the reality of the situation is that the best version, and this is why I think Mitch is going to be traded, the best version of our team probably doesn't include Mitch in it in the future. I think that
damn,
you want a Mitch type. Like, the best version of our team with Mitch healthy is probably the best version of our team. Like, that's just the reality of the situation, but that's just not.
I agree.
That's just not a thing. Like, at this point,
that's true.
Mitch has shown you that he's just not reliable. And through no fault of his own, like some fault, I would say no fault of his own. A lot of his injuries have been freak injuries. He's been playing hard. He plays hard for us. But that combined with the fact that the nigga is shooting threes in the offseason, but never shoots a three in a regular game, is like, all right, we know our ceiling with Mitch. That's why we went and got Karl Anthony Towns, because Mitch is never going to shoot. We might as well pay the premium. We might as well pay the premium for it. And at worst, at best, Mitch can give you 15 minutes of high-level Mitch off the bench per game and look good in a Cat Mitch lineup, because I think that's actually a pretty good lineup with, like, offensively and defensively. But the overall point is, like, Mitch's trade value is in the shithole. So either you're going to just sell low on him, go get you maybe 2 seconds or something like that, and hopefully he doesn't thrive in a place like New Orleans or Portland or any of these other places, which,
right,
I mean, is like 50-50 at this point. But the reality of the situation is like, all right, we should just like, is it going to be better off to keep him to see what that looks like, to give Tom Thibodeau that level of flexibility? Because
I agree.
I'll let you know right now, if Precious Achua looks like the goods in the beginning of the season, playing 14 minutes and backing up Cat, and looks good next to Cat, Mitch is out of there. They'll sell him for They'll sell him for a second.
Yeah.
He's out of there.
Yeah.
Precious is cheaper, and he can do the same thing. The fact that Mitch is not out of here already tells me enough. It's like, all right, they still kind of want to see that because they invested. He's our longest tenure Nick. He's our longest tenure Nick. That's the truth.
They said that they tried deals with Julius and Mitch for Cat, and Minnesota just wanted no parts. And why should they when they traded everything for Rudy Gobert?
Do you feel
but they tried to move off of him, it seems. Remember, after the trade happened with Julius, how Mitchell Robinson was acting out on the internet.
Yep.
The post he was talking, the tone and everything he was saying, it was like he know he's on the block. He knows it. We know it. We're now at the point where the general masses is asking for it.
Yeah, but we were going to get to that point.
Which is unfair for him.
We were going to get to that
like
point.
I said, we knew this surgery was happening.
Yeah.
So it is unfair for him.
It's just general frustration. Like, it's like you want to see it. It's kind of the same thing with Julius too. Like, it was general frustration. It's like, bro, are we ever going to see this? And we're impatient people. Like, we rebuilt it correctly for the first time in years.
Facts.
In years. And it took us 4 years and we still made the playoffs twice. Would they have survived a rebuild where we didn't make the playoffs twice? These are the questions we have to ask. This is kind of how they moving too. Like, Mitch shouldn't feel safe at all. Like, they move like this. Once they recognize that, oh, you're at your ceiling, we're getting you out of there. They did it with RJ. They did it with Quickly. They did it with Grimes. To a certain extent, they did it with Julius. I wouldn't say they did it with Dante because they loved him, but they had to do what they felt was an upgrade. And they'll do it with Mitch. It just depends. Are we going to get something of value for Mitch? I think that we got to at least get him on the court to show that he is at least mobile.
Come on, who knows how
what he looks like. He's always on the further side of the He's always on the further side of the
healthy spectrum
of the injury timeline. It'd be like 4 to 6 weeks, so Mitch coming back in that 6 weeks.
So it's 7.
It's 8 weeks.
It's gonna be 9.
So yeah,
Jesus.
I mean, Mitch is out. We'll get a good look of what the team looks like without him. Big opportunity.
I can't think of any centers to get in his place. Just so you know, with the trade of Daquan Jeffries and all of my cap holes, I could no longer make into New York a possibility. So I'll put that to bed for now.
Tough.
That is all.
That's tough. That's super tough.
Damn it.
That's super tough.
And anywho.
All right. Anyway, moving on. We got to talk about this. Like I said, we getting into it. Let's talk about what these lineups is going to look like in your opinion. All right. So obviously the conversation
starting and finish lineups.
Yeah. So obviously, right. This is where my take is coming out. I'm waiting all day for this. All right. So the starting lineup, I think 4 spots is set, right? Guarantee Jalen Brunson, OG Anunoby, Mikal Bridges, Karl Anthony Towns. Those 4 are locked in. Those are probably your 4 starters for the remainder of the season. Like, that is what you're dealing with, for better or for worse. Now the fifth starter is up for grabs. Now,
do you go hard?
Obviously,
Mitch?
There are options, right?
Yeah. Do
now,
you go Deuce?
The number one option, I would think you would say you start Josh Hart. He's on his deal says that he can interchangeable as a 6-man or a starter. Ultimate glue guy, the glue guy. They put that his picture next to glue guy in Merriam-Webster. I think it's a good idea in all retrospects. I do think that the bench greatly suffers and that's where I think it's not a good idea because I think that Josh Hart being the ultimate glue guy, I think that he is obviously going to play a shit ton of minutes anyway. So him starting and not starting, he is a Tibbs guy through and through. Tibbs is going to play him. He's going to play a lot of minutes. I think that the Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, and Mikal Bridges tandem on the court will look like fucking jail. It will be terrifying for other opposing defenses. Undersized power forwards will be in jail by OG Anunoby, and oversized small forwards will be in jail by Mikal Bridges. Oversized point guards will be in jail by Josh Hart, and it will all look good. Second option, obviously, I think is also a good option is starting Precious Achiuwa at the 4 and Karl Anthony Towns at the 5, or vice versa. I think this provides more size. I think you put Mikal at the 2. He's a capable shooter, very capable of shooting. A lot of people forget when he was in Phoenix, he was 3 and D guard. He was corner guard. He was cooking from the corner.
Yes.
And next to Devin Booker, he looked really good. So I don't think him playing the 2 is an issue for me. And plus, he'll be right in the wheelhouse of guarding the best shooting guards in the league, and all of them are mad Ock. So, Ant-Man, Book, Jamal Murray, all these niggas is Ock. So I think that's not a bad option. Precious can obviously hold his own defensively, and I don't think that's a bad option at all.
15 points yesterday. He had a 3-pointer. I mean,
I'm here for Precious Hobb is here. I'm here for I support.
Okay.
I'm supporting him until he becomes elite trade bait or he becomes our backup center for the rest of the season. Either or is fine with me.
Everybody who rolled with us last year, no, there was plenty of Precious moments. Like Precious was a throw-in in the OG trade.
It was
who ended up
indispensable
being
at times.
way more valuable than we realized.
Yes. But I'm here to let you know my starting lineup. Those 4.
Those are your 2 options?
My starting lineup, those are the 2 good options. What I think is the great option is starting Deuce McBride at the 2.
Oh my God, are you
starting Deuce McBride at the 2? Deuce Hive, I'm here for you. Deuce Hive. I'm here. Let me make my case. I'm here. I'll switch to me. Let me make my case. All right.
Yeah. To you. I can make the argument, but
I
wouldn't.
So I think, for several reasons, this is a good idea.
God.
Reason number 1.
Mm-hmm.
Last year's Deuce was the best Deuce, and he got all the experience needed in the end of the regular season and the playoffs to be a value contributor on a championship team. I believe that with all my heart. That with all my heart. He stepped in for big moments when Jalen Brunson was out. He played 48 minutes for like 6 straight games. He is capable of holding down a more substantial role within the flow of the offense, and we already know he does the jail. So that's not even an issue. Once again,
18 shots yesterday. The man is confident.
Once again, the brain trust. The brain trust has communicated that we need Jalen Brunson healthy in the playoffs. That is number 1 priority. Everything else is, it works thing we can control is making sure Jalen Brunson is healthy in the playoffs. All right. So why I wouldn't start Josh Hart? Obviously, I said it. The bench would suffer. I think that Josh Hart can be the glue between the bench and the starters. And I think that he is more valuable on the bench. And as a team, as a Tom Thibodeau team that is going to go 8 or 9 deep, and Josh Hart's going to play a whole bunch of minutes, he doesn't really need to start.
While I agree with you, I feel like Deuce is the bench spark.
But let me finish. All right, let me finish.
Okay.
So I've been building up to this entire time, right? So I gave y'all another point earlier. Kolikov, if he could give me 12 minutes, do you feel if he could give me 12 minutes, right?
Okay. There you go.
Tyler Kolek
Okay.
forces his way into the rotation and gives me 12 minutes, I do not need Deuce as my backup point guard.
You do not.
He can be better utilized elsewhere. Now, like I said, the other option with Precious makes a lot of sense, but now I have to depend on 12 minutes of your guy, Jericho Sims. Now, this tells me this. I have to, and this is where the battle comes in. Do I need 12 minutes of Tyler Kolek? Do I need 12 minutes of Jericho Sims? In a perfect world, Karl Anthony Towns gives me 36 minutes. Precious Achiuwa gives me 20 minutes. OG and Mikal take up everything else. Everything else.
You got a ton of guards. You got a ton of guards right now. You got plenty of guards right now.
4 guards are gonna play.
You're thin at center.
Listen,
you need Sims more.
4 guards are gonna play. Are 4 guards gonna play? Are we in agreement that 4 guards are gonna play? Campaign is not playing.
Deuce.
Campaign is not playing. The
Campaign
4 guards.
The 4 guards. So there's no Campaign.
The 4 guards that are playing, obviously Jalen Brunson, Deuce McBride, Josh Hart, and Tyler Kolek. Those are the 4 guards that's playing. The forwards that are playing, OG Anunoby, Josh Hart again, Mikal Bridges, Precious Achiuwa. Those are the 4 forwards that are playing. The big man that is playing, if you want to put Karl Anthony Towns in that forward group, you can put him in there too. The big men that are playing are Karl Anthony Towns in Precious Achiuwa. Tibbs is not going further than that. Like, that's no one else is playing. Landry Shamet, he's not playing. He's not playing. I'm sorry. He's not.
Oh, he's definitely playing.
He's not playing.
He's playing.
I'm letting you know he's not playing. He can't play.
He's playing.
How is he playing?
He's like the best shooter
5
we've seen so
guards?
far off the bench. He's the best shooter we've seen off the bench.
5 guards.
I'm surprised you elevated Kolek already, knowing that Tibbs don't go with the youth movement that early.
I'm letting you know Tyler Kolek is better than both Campaign and this nigga just said. I'm just letting you know that.
And Shamet
and Shamet. He's better than both of them. And this is,
I can see him getting his time and his burn in, but that's coming in down later on in the season.
So I'm letting you know this, right? I'm calling this. I'm calling this from Joe. If Campaign gets the nod over Tyler Kolek, they will Alfred Payton Campaign out of New York. I'm letting you know that right now.
Oh no,
they will Alfred Payton Campaign out of New York.
Campaign,
he's too hot and cold.
Trade bait. He's trade bait from jump. He's signed to be trade bait. He's signed to be packaged. He's part of my precious Mitch package. You understand what I'm saying? Like, he's here to play for a few worthy months to elevate his stock and be equivalent to a 2nd round pick, at least when we bundle him elsewhere for anything. But yeah, I can't see Tibbs changing his colors that much to rely on Kolek right now. That's my hang up on it. That's my I get the 12 minutes. He's a pure point guard. He's a pass first point guard. He got the shot. He look comfortable out there. He look calm out there. It looks smooth with him on the court. He can run an offense. He can run an offense from what we've seen from summer league to preseason. He can't play no defense whatsoever, and that's gonna hurt him with Tibbs. I just don't see him touching the court enough in year one. And the skill sets are similar, if even similar, Tibbs is going to lean towards the vet. I feel like those are the things that stop Kolek from getting the burn that he should be getting this season. Remember, we didn't see much of it's been slow for Deuce. It was Deuce, and then it was Grimes, and then one had COVID, and the other had COVID, and then Grimes was a little longer, a little bigger. Pause. And then Tibbs ran him out on the court, and it's been Grimes all day, and we barely saw Deuce for a minute. So I feel like Kolek, as nice as everything we saw was, I just not sure if he's cracking Tibbs' lineup yet. Will eventually, but I think that's more of a next season thing. Yes.
I won't lie to you. I disagree.
I know.
I think he plays basketball too smart. I think Tibbs is always looking for smart players. I think, and this is the thing with Kolek not playing good defense. One, he's a rookie. Obviously, Tibbs, he'll get the Tibbs tax for that. He'll get the Tibbs tax for being a rookie. We know that. We'll know that.
Means January.
I will put this out there though. If he plays good in his minutes, he's gonna play. Tibbs is good for that too. Tibbs don't play rookies, but Quentin Grimes came in and started clamping up and hitting threes, and Tibbs was like, "Well, gotta play him. I gotta play him. Oh, I got 5 minutes for him."
Yeah, but I mean. But he was.
I'm here to tell you,
Grimes was scratching behind Tibbs' ear with the defense. That's a little different.
I'm here to tell you, if the battle is between Kolek and Campaign, I'm putting my money on Tyler Kolek. Kolek Hive, we here.
Now, why you gonna phrase it like that and make it seem like I'm a Campaign fan?
Nah,
that's not the argument I'm having here.
That's not the argument you having. The argument you having is that Tibbs, and Tibbs is gonna go with the vet. That is a solid argument. I'm here to let you know.
Very Tibbsian.
It's extremely Tibbsian. I'm here to let you know that Tibbs is not gonna have a choice. The brother is good. That's what I'm telling you. The brother's good. He's good.
Yes.
Yo, bro, when you have assist to turnover ratio, you don't turn the ball over, Tibbs gonna leave you out there. What you mean? When is he gonna make the mistake? Like, I haven't seen him make the mistake. If he was out there, if the game was moving too fast for him, but he had talent and stuff like that, I can get what you're saying. But he's Tibbsian in his own right, because Tibbs is
7 assists in summer leagues, 1.4 turnovers. I know what you're talking about. I get it. I get it.
You see the vision. Do you see the vision? Of course.
He's got game. He has actual game. The problem is, this is win now time, and this is GM flipping shit, and we don't have much pieces to trade anymore, dog. We are now coming down to the bare bones of, oh my God, what's left to trade after this? It's coming down to Campaign to trade and Shamit to trade. It's coming down to those and Precious to trade. We got to build up value on these two guys to trade them. That's just how I see it coming from the GM standpoint of things. We signed, what's his, oh, come on. And then we got Josh Hart. Cam Reddish? Reddish, there you go. We signed Cam Reddish and also had moments where he was playing good, and then we benched him forever. So Tibbs will do whatever he wants.
Yep.
But we got to build up the value a little to make it intriguing so that we can move you for something. Mm-hmm. And that's the only reason, the priority of having no other tradable assets besides our core pieces and an injured Mitch, that we have to build something up a little to bundle together and flip for a second here, take that second here, add it with this second, move it with these 4 seconds, with these 2 players. And that's just the boat. Because otherwise, we're not getting to the point where we got something like Josh Hart. We got something like Mikal Bridges. We're not trying to trade these guys. None of this is done to trade. Those guys are supposed to be here for the next 4 years.
Correct.
Those guys are to be here for the next. Cat is not even guaranteed to be here for the next 4 years. But Cat has a contract worth a damn to trade with other big wig contracts. So that's a completely different game altogether. But these other guys we're not trying to trade, and we don't really have picks anymore. That's my argument for Kolek. But Kolek is nicer than everybody else on the bench, not named Deuce. Because Deuce is still a two-way player.
All right, so finishing lineup. So we in agreement? We looking at the 4 and Josh Hart? That's what it sounds like?
Finishing lineups? Yeah. Yeah, finishing lineups, you put Josh Hart in there because of the glue guy that he is. Anything that needs to get done in the moment, you can just tell him to go and focus on doing that, and that is his job. And yeah. Starting, I don't like Josh Hart in the starting lineup. I just don't like him in the starting lineup, but he led the league in minutes last playoffs or last season or something. He was up there in minutes, all right? And with that being said, you can't get to those type of minutes without getting some starter minutes. So I could see him starting. I feel like it leaves us small. I'd rather start Precious. I'd rather start Mitch. I just rather somebody a little bigger, a little more defender to help Cat. We have 2 defensive wings out there to help Brunson. We have one player that's a guard who doesn't play defense, and we got him help. We got one player who's a big, who doesn't really play defense, and I would like to get him help too, just to make sure that, all holes is covered. Pause. And that's the only reason for
it. All right. So moving on to our final segment of the night, we're going to talk about some preseason predictions, all right? So obviously...
Preseason predictions, yes. Okay.
Obviously, when I say preseason, I mean like before the season, not actually preseason. So obviously we're looking at in the East, other contenders like you said, Philly, Orlando, Boston is obviously the big one. They're the champs. Where do you see us? Where do you see us? After all this trade and free agency, the ball has been bounced, pause for lack of a better term, but where do you see us? Where do you see us throughout the season?
Y'all not gonna like this. Y'all not gonna like this prediction, but I have us no worse than top 5. I know, 5? We were second last year with mostly our bench. Our bench had chemistry. That team that we had last year had been playing with each other for a long time. Also, while we're ingratiating all these new players, we're missing Mitch. We have a whole new bench right now. What is our bench right now? Deuce, Shamit, Kolek or Payne, Sims and Precious. None of it really sounds all that great compared to what we felt like we had before. But if you see them individually, like Shamit is shooting his ass off. And Deuce looks great, leading scorer yesterday. Sims, like I said, was putting up a Mitch stat line yesterday. Precious put up 15 and a 3. Had a good number of offensive rebounds. I mean, a bunch of good stuff. If Shamit could be Dante, then that helps a lot because you have to wonder about the scoring, which is why I'm worried about having Deuce starting. I feel like I'm gonna need his buckets off the bench, but that's only because I feel how I feel about Kolek and Tips. Our first 10 games of the seasons are tough. Our first 10 games, it's no joke. I could see us going 3-7 in the first 10 games. And I still think we're going to be a contender for the chip at the end of the year. health is not in our favor right now. Without Mitch, you got to worry about OG. We're a little concerned about Cat, possibly. We always hold our breath with Brunson. After seeing what happened last year with injuries, how can you not be concerned about saying that we're going to be able to live up to our full potential? That's what gives me pause. Fully healthy, we're a 74-win team. Fully healthy, we were breaking the all-time wins record because fully healthy, we are totally complete. But because of the way everything just can roll, has roll, will roll, I'll put us top 5, and I'll be fine with it. I'll be fine with it.
Yeah. All right. I like that.
While still being better than the teams ahead of us. I still think we'll beat Boston in the playoffs. I still think we'll beat Philly in the playoffs. I still feel like we'll beat the Bucks in the playoffs. So I just think season record wise, that's a different story we're talking about. That's like playoff Julius and season Julius. I hate to use him that way, but that's your analogy. You get it?
All right, so my preseason prediction is a little different. I think that, honestly, and this sounds a little nuts, I think this is going to work out immediately. I think it's going to look insane coming out the gate. I won't lie to you. I think that our offense is going to be on fire. I think our defense is going to take a little work because I don't think Cat is a great defender in the paint. I think we'll give up a lot of paint points, but I also think that we will make up for it because no one will be shooting because there will be jail. I think we underestimate the power of the 3-and-D option and having two arguably top 5 3-and-D options in the league in our starting lineup. I think it gives Jalen Brunson the option to average 10 assists if he wanted to average 10 assists this year. I think obviously the shooting guard position is up for debate. It could be Josh Hart. It could be Deuce McBride. They could move Mikal to the 2, put Precious there. That obviously kind of will sway how this goes for me because they might want to check some things out. And honestly and truly, I'm okay with that. I think that prior to the Cat trade, I would have said it would have looked good, and we probably would have went 10-0, honestly. I think we're going to be working some kinks out, but when I say it is going to look insane, I don't think that is going to be a direct reflection of the record. I think 6-4, the first 10. I think we'll win some games by 140 to 135 because I just think that I think that the offense is going to look really good. Like, I think it's going to look really good. I think Jalen Brunson is the smartest basketball player on the planet right now. Like, and I think that he has shown me enough to know that if he thinks that it's time to be passing Jalen Brunson and let's get everybody involved early in the season, I don't think that, like I said, he doesn't need to be MVP. We know he's good. Like, it's a known fact that he's good. So the fact that I think that he probably knows that as well. I think he doesn't force things. I think he's very deliberate in getting Cat involved and making sure Cat feels welcome the same way he did with OG. And like I said, like we looked at that run in January and that was 20-3. Like, I mean, that was 12-1 in January. And that was assimilating a new fit into the offense and stuff like that. I think that there's enough equity in the chemistry that's still involved, even though losing Dante and Julius. I think there's still enough equity. You got Josh Hart there. You got Deuce McBride there that's been there for years. For lack of a better term, you got Mitch there. You got people there that's been there for years. That it's not like this is an entirely new team that's been assembled together. And I think Cat is, like, for lack of a better term, Cat is already a beta nigga. Like, he's already a nigga that is completely fine with being a number 2 nigga. So I think he can just assimilate into the number 2 role that he already was doing. And if he can give us 22 and 10, and I think that's absolutely feasible for him to do. And I think that when you look at how it's going to introduce an entirely new dynamic to the offense, like that's something we didn't even talk about in depth. about how it's going to introduce an entirely new dynamic. When did we have a stretch foul since Kristaps Porzingis was the last big man we had pulling from 40? That's and to be clear, when Porzingis was here, that shit looked insane. Did it not? Like, it looked like, this brother could really be out here cooking.
It was betrayal when he decided that he wanted out. Yeah.
And I think as long as Cat comes here and he does what he did in Minnesota, I think Knicks fans will love him. I think we will embrace him because it will look insane. It will look like Jalen Brunson is the best point guard on planet Earth and has always been the best point guard on planet Earth. And I think as we
haven't seen enough of that pick and roll yesterday. Really looking to see some of that.
Do you feel me? I think that pick and roll, pick and pop is gonna look stupid. Mm-hmm. Like, what do you do? If Cat pops, Jalen Brunson's going to the lane. If Cat rolls, Carl Anthony Towns is going to the lane. You can't stop either of them niggas. Respectfully.
Nothing you can do.
So defense, I think is going to work some kinks out. I think we'll lose some gains off the defense, but I'm not willing to give this a true, real critique until we're about 25 games in. Again, I need to see what it looks like about 25 games in. Once we get about mid-December, we'll get a good, decent look at it, and we'll see what we gotta change. But I'm as optimistic as I've ever been. I think we got real expectations, and this is what it feels like. I think that some people got to chill out, hang out, man. This is what real expectation does. And we've never
more optimistic before the trade.
I'm just as optimistic, honestly.
Just asking.
I'm just as optimistic because at the end of the day, we have Jalen Brunson and Dayton. And that's just the truth. The truth is that we have Jalen Brunson and they don't. And I've seen Jalen Brunson go to war with basically a patchwork worth of soldiers and took Indiana to 7. So give him one more player and we might be good. And we
wouldn't have got a couple.
Yeah. So yeah.
No, we up. The sky's the limit. Like we should be good by February. By after All-Star break, we should be scary.
Yes. We should be scary. It should look like a well-oiled machine by then.
Yes. That's what it's mostly about. That's Mitch is back. He healthy. We couldn't trade him. It's fine. We can hold him for another summer. I'm totally down for what I really feel like we need him for one more year. I've just
you got to see what it looks like.
Just
you got to see what it looks like. See what it looks like. I got to see what it looks like, bro. I get it. Trust me. If you got to see what it looks like.
I think his role, we don't have no one to fill his role. His role is necessary. It's what Tibbs needs. It's what Tibbs always requires. A Mitch type presence. We need Mitch. We got Mitch. We got Mitch at home. He's at home resting to come back and be Mitch. Hey man, that's it.
When you need him the most, even. Like if you could get him in when you need him the most, will you even care?
You feel me?
That's the real.
Like he cannot play all year and just get and start conditioning in April, in March, just to be ready for the court for the playoffs.
And the reality of the situation is,
I'm fine with being the 5th seed. I don't feel like our seeding is going to say who we are unless we're number 1. If we're 2, it's still not telling the story.
This is real.
So take that, Boston. Royal Banquet. Yeah, food. All right.
Oh, man.
No, we're going to smoke them. Opening night, right? Opening night?
Indeed. Opening night.
Ooh, we're going to smoke them.
So, yes, indeed. Yo, so let's wrap this up. Thank you again for everybody for tuning in. It was a long
summary recap, yes, man. Indeed. It was a lot recap.
It's the Offseason Special, man. Offseason Special.
Woo.
So thank you again for tuning in to the Knicks and 6 podcast. I'm your guy, Van Deezy. You can follow me everywhere at Frostman Guru.
Frostman Guru.
Yes, indeed. Showing my
That's
guy.
a really good name. Frostman Guru.
Thank you for tuning in. We're gonna do a preseason wrap-up episode. See how the team is looking in the preseason. Get ready for open night. Probably the weekend before, so make sure y'all tune in. Yo, we had a lot of people tune in this week. We got 77 views on YouTube.
Hey,
77 views on YouTube.
Liddy.
We got four people in the YouTube chat right now. Shout outs to y'all. 77 views. That's like a career high. Let's do it. Love it.
Hey.
We had a couple of people in the Twitch chat too. Shout outs to y'all. What we doing,
Okay.
Chill out.
We get there.
Act like you've been before.
Yeah. Wait till we start doing the recaps.
Yes, indeed. All right, so yeah, thank you all for tuning in. You follow us everywhere at Smooth Family ET. Follow us everywhere at Knicks in 6 Pod. Sean will find you. Yes. Until next time. Peace.